Introduction to Total Physical Response. The Total Physical Response, or TPR, approach to teaching vocabulary is a teaching strategy that uses physical movement to help students learn new vocabulary. This approach was originally developed by Dr. James Asher in 1969 and was based off of the idea that learning is enhanced when students are actively and physically engaged in the learning process. The goal of TPR is to create a connection in the brain between a physical movement and speech to increase the comprehension of new vocabulary. Since Asher first introduced this method, there have been recent follow-up studies suggesting that gestures can indeed help the brain to remember new words. It's not just limited to the English classroom. A specific study on using gestures to teach vocabulary of mathematics has also provided promising data. Programs like the AIM program in French have been used for many years. Total physical response can be particularly helpful for multilingual language learners, but will benefit monolingual students as well. Here's how the TPR process works. First, gather your words and visuals. Identify some new target vocabulary and any visuals you might need to help you demonstrate the words. Then, introduce your new vocabulary words with the visuals and say them aloud, providing a student-friendly definition. Now, at this point, I really like to give each word to a group of students and ask them to come up with a meaningful action, gesture, facial expression to help the rest of the class remember the meaning of their word. You're going to get student volunteers or the whole class to mimic saying the word and making the corresponding action, gesture, and facial expression. Remember, you as the educator don't have to come up with all of the different actions for things. You can get the kids to do this. It's way more meaningful when they create it themselves. Then you're going to review. As you add in additional words, repeat the previous words with their corresponding action, gesture, and facial expression. So here's a quick example. I was helping some students to remember the names of different types of angles: acute, obtuse, and right. We decided that acute sounded like, "Oh, cute!" So we made a cute face, spoke an acute voice, and made a little acute angle with our hands. Cute! Then we decided that obtuse needed to have a deep voice since it was a big angle. So we showed it with two hands like this, and we said, obtuse. So we've got acute, obtuse. Then we decided that the right angle actually sounds like, all right. And so we partnered that with a thumbs up gesture, because that's what we think of when we go like, all right. So then here it is, all right, except then some smart kid went, oh, if I kind of extend that finger, it makes like a really visible right angle of 90 degrees. So we were like, all right. And that's how we remembered right. So it was acute, obtuse, all right. By connecting their words to physical actions, students are able to develop a more concrete understanding of the meaning of the words, which can make them really easy to remember. Additionally, the TPR approach encourages students to participate actively in the learning process, which can help to increase motivation and engagement in your classroom. Overall, the TPR approach is a really effective strategy for teaching academic vocabulary. It's engaging and enjoyable for students of all ages.